Welcome back to KK Cabaret, where we talk all things vintage, sewing, fashion, glamour, and thrifting, and coziness, and reading, and everything in between. I don't know, it's whatever I'm having a hyper focus on that day. We are having a weekend, and this weekend I am sewing. So I am pretty much kid-free this weekend, and I just decided to spend my time knocking out some projects. I am actually sewing up, grab this, both views of Butterick 5209, and I'm wearing one of them. I finished it yesterday. It probably took me about 5 hours to do this whole thing, but I will say I had a lot of editing to do to this pattern, and now I have this one cut out already, the fuller sleeves and everything. And now I'm gonna have to transfer all of the things I had to edit to this one to that one. And it was a lot of work. I had to take in some width because it had too much ease in the pattern. I had to create a bust dart to keep my boobs from like it flaring out. But I think in the fuller one, I might be able to leave it because I know it's supposed to be like a boxier fit. So I don't know. We'll see when I get to that one because it has sleeves. So this doesn't have sleeves, and I didn't want you to be able to look inside. So we'll see when that one, when we get to that one. And I will show you what this one looks like in like a little, I'll like stick it over here or something. I'm very happy with the way it came out. I was a little worried that it would end up short because everyone that I watched that made it said that the skirt comes out a little short, but I like it. I think that it's really cute and it's giving the vibe that I wanted because I miss the ocean and I want to go to the beach, and this gives me beachy vibes. So let's get to sewing. And why am I making both of these views? First off, I have the fabric, so I might as well. Second off, I want to make beach pajamas, and I want to use this bodice as the bodice of the beach pajamas and splice it with the Gertie vacation pants. So I watched that video this morning, and I noticed that the yoke of the pants is actually curved, so I'm gonna have to really edit that and redraft that waistband, and maybe even just make a full waistband yoke using like this pattern and that pattern and kind of mishmashing them and drafting it together. So we'll see what I do, but I'm doing this weekend so that next week I can spend my time making the beach pajamas of my dreams. So let's get to it. Okay, I'm back. I had to change into something a little bit more comfortable since I'm going to be sitting at the sewing machine for a while. I have already sewn together parts of the bust. I work, you're doing like a fully lined bodice. So I'm just going as I go along. I am sewing all the pieces. So, and I've also marked on my bodice pieces which ones I want to be the lining. So I don't know if you could tell, but there's like an L, just because I've noticed I have like a tear, and that will just get folded up and sewn onto the waistband. So the bodice is the biggest challenge, I would say, to this whole thing because the skirt is easy. It's so easy. So I'm working on, this was the front. There's also sleeves, a back midriff, and then a back piece that I'm gonna work on next, and then we'll see how long that takes. I did have to take a short break to take my daughter to her friend's house. So I'm back at the sewing machine. The house is quiet. Let's get some progress done. I was on a roll with putting this bodice together, back to front. And I told you this has like really weird pieces, right? And lo and behold, I'm to the end of the line, and I've been sewing half of it with no bobbin. And this is the pain of seamstresses and sewists alike. Like, I'm very upset right now. I had to go into my garage and get some more thread that I hope has enough on it to make a bobbin in somewhat matching thread color, shall we say? Tired, but my house is so quiet and I have to take advantage of this. And if you're a mom, you get it, because like my house is never quiet, and sometimes I feel really guilty about sewing or anything. I semi feel guilty right now, but it's just because I'm enjoying my time that I feel guilty, if that makes sense. Like I'm having a good time alone and I feel guilty about that. Okay, see if that goes. I'll be back. Okay, so I've done it. The weirdest thing is like it is pieced together quite oddly, but it's cool. Like I said, it's different and I've never made a dress with this kind of pieces or this kind of construction, but it kind of comes up like that and you don't sew it all together because like I said, it's fully lined. So I'm kind of trying to figure out right now how we get this to looking like a bodice. I'm kind of mad at myself that it's taken me so long to figure this out because I can sew a dress so fast. Like I said, I sewed the blue one in like 5 hours, start to finish, like not cutting because I cut these out the same day, but still like, it's okay. I gave myself some time. I just want to be done by the time my family comes home. So that way I don't feel like I'm taking up any of their time, my time with them. So let's see how far I get. So far I'm like 2 hours in. I feel like maybe 3 hours in. No, I think I'm for sure 3 hours in. So, all right, I'm going to go back to figuring this out. I look like a hot mess. I'm going for a walk. I just finished the bodice. I put the whole thing together. It was a mission, an absolute mission. It looks beautiful, like it does, but it was such a mission. I'm so tired. And this was like a 1940s, and this was a total make do and mend because I have a contrasting midriff because I didn't have enough fabric in this floral hydrangea, and then even like the hydrangea like skirt is gonna be it. I don't know, some of the corners and everything is kind of pieced, so it's really like a 1940s dress. So we'll see how it comes out in the end. Hopefully I finish it before it's too late, but I have to go for a walk. I need to stretch and I need to get out of this sewing room. Okay, I am back. I have finished the View B on 5209. So I have officially made both versions of this pattern and I have words to say about it. Firstly, construction-wise, View A, simple. Simple as pie, fast, easy. Construction-wise, View B, shoot me now. It was crazy as I was doing it. And then I went for my walk and I got up in the morning. I was thinking about it a lot and I was like, okay, you know, it wasn't like murder, but it was, and I'm a dressmaker, I do this, but it was like murder on my brain to comprehend like the little details of how to line it and how to put this sleeve on. It is also View A's construction of the bodice is 1000% different than View B's construction of the bodice because there's so many more pieces. So there's like a whole back piece, there's a sleeve piece, and those are the pieces that you have to add in. And then the way you line it is completely different too. That part is what pretty much took me out. Like my brain, I was like, wait, what? Like it was not working up here. But I figured it out because my goal was to be making these 2 dresses this past weekend, and I did it, and I'm very proud of myself. As far as fit wise, that's another thing. So I had to alter the dress in different ways than I altered the halter dress. The halter dress is, this part gapes really badly, but when it's on with sleeves, it doesn't do that effect because it's supposed to look very, you know, flared out to accommodate these sleeves. So when the halter's on, I believe that you need to make like a bust dart if you're rather busty. If you're flat chested, I would still do something because this would be open and you're gonna be able to see in, unless it's, I don't know, I don't have a flat chest, I'm sorry, I'm not the best, but I'm thinking this would still gape because it's made to be having this sleeve accommodated. And so Do I still want to use this bodice to make my beach pajamas? Yes. I'm just going to have to do a lot of altering. Things that I didn't really think I was going to have to do, I'm going to have to do. Because now I'm like, I still need it tucked in into the waist, and I want the pants to be the palazzo vacation style pants. So there's going to be like some midriff alterations that I'm going to have to make. Also, I'm going to have to put that dart in again. So I think it's a good thing that I made both views, because I learned a lot from the actual pattern of the bodice to give me a good idea of what I'm going to do in the next version. It's going to be totally transformed. Obviously, it's going to be now a beach pajama version, and I'm excited to do that. I'm just like glad I don't have to make this version again, because this version was a little bit crazy for me. Am I glad I have this dress in my wardrobe? Yes, it's very pretty. It's a cotton dress. I'm wearing it right now, and it's very breathable, like easy breezy. It looks very 1947, I will say. So it's 47. I would think in a rayon it would drape a little nicer. In cotton it looks a little bit more 1950s, but it has the length of a 1940s skirt, so it's not as long as a Dior style skirts or full as, but I love it still. I feel like it's a nice little day dress like I was talking about, and I dressed her up with some jewelry, obviously, that I've had in my collection, and also I have this scarf, and tell me, this doesn't match perfectly. I am so lucky. I have headscarves for any color combination possible, for real. I will put like a little video over here somewhere of like what it looks like on. And so this was I made 2 views in a weekend video, and what I learned from them. Also, the amount of ease that comes in this pattern is a little bit insane. I think it's almost 4 inches of ease to each size, which is insane, because even off of the size 16, which says the finished measurement should be 31.5 inches of the waist, it was not 31.5 inches. I could still take in an inch on each seam, and probably, I mean, I had to trim off an inch or 2 off of the waist to make it fit right. So the amount of ease in that is a little bit insane, and I'm gonna compare it to my Gertie patterns, because I know that what I like in ease wise of my Gertie patterns, I know what the size is. So I'm gonna be comparing it and altering the pattern to fit into those beach pajamas that I have in my head. And I'll hopefully bring you along for that. Hopefully it'll be this week, maybe next, we'll see. And yeah, so this was a pretty fast weekend. It went by really fast because I made one dress Saturday, I made one dress Sunday. And of the 2, I do have a favorite. It's the halter dress, even though there was a lot of alterations I needed to make. I've never made a halter dress before, and I really love the way this one fits on me. I could wear it without a bra, which was the whole goal of the thing. And the best part about it was once I put in that dart, I definitely did not need the bra, because it just like fit right around, and I feel like I got that fit really good in the halter version. I feel like I could probably make the fit of this one a little bit better, but as for like just a day dress, a cotton day dress, I feel like this is really nice, and I'm happy with the results. Other than that, this is Butterick 5209, both views, and that was like a review of it, really. I will continue my summer sewing journey with beach pajamas, and also I found the fabric to the dress I was telling you guys about that I wanted to do like a Lily Pulitzer style with that wrap pattern. Tell me that is not perfect. This is like 2023. I looked at it on the thing. It says 2023 fabric traditions. So this was at Joann's in 2023 is when I got it, and I can't wait to sew this up, because this is like dopamine sewing right here. Look at those colors. See, this is why it's so hard for me to do khaki or tan, but I'm going to do those too, because I just found out we're going to go camping, and so I'm going to live my best adventurer life while we're camping. I cannot wait to continue sewing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Please like, hype, subscribe, do all the things that YouTube wants you to do to keep me rolling on this little train, and I will see you in the next one. Love you.